Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Great Gibraltar Draft with Hound Dogs. Before we get started, of course, make sure you leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of this, please. That'd be great. But let's jump into today's game and kind of what's gone down. So, lots to kind of update you on. Unfortunately, there's been a few transfers that we've had to kind of deal with, unfortunately, with kind of what's happened. We were fully aware that the likes of Carol Eiting was leaving us. We knew we were selling him. The same with David Rabitin, which I'm a bit gutted about, to be fair. And Michael Obafemi as well, losing a bit of money on him with him going. But there are a few signings we've made, as well as other sales we've had to make. Or been forced into. Now, Alessandro Costani is now back with us. He was obviously signed from Sion last year, but was loaned to them still. But he's back, and he looks like he could be very, very good for us. Very influential. 19 years old, so lots of room for improvement. And with Romero in front of him as well, I think they could certainly develop quite nicely together. João Alves, obviously we were aware that he came in, but two we signed is Gabriel Mesui from Utrecht. We signed him from, but he started at Ajax in the game. Looks pretty decent. Centre midfielder, covering a lot of area in there. I thought we needed a centre midfielder, to another one to kind of just fill in those roles in that centre midfield and hopefully kind of control games for us. And we've also signed Nikola Bitunjak, a centre half from Croatia, from Rennes, but he's Croatian, I should say. But looks very, very good. Heading, marking, and tackling all look great at 18 years old. Some of his stats have gone down a little bit, but none that really matters too much. His concentration is going up. Bravery is obviously very good, which is exactly what you need. Good teamwork as well, and his physicals aren't too bad either. So I'm very, very happy with signing him. He's certainly one that I think could go the distance for us. £2 million. So not an awful deal at all. Now, we have signed a few more players, but before we get into those, we will take a look at the outs. Unfortunately, Franco Carrizo has left us. They reached his release clause, so Breda have signed him for 825k, so we made a little bit of a loss. Not too concerned about him going. The one I am concerned about is Juan Jose Soler. He was a very, very good left back for us. I'm gutted he's gone because he was so good. He didn't want to sign a new contract with us as they obviously reached his release clause of 700k. So unfortunately he has gone to Espanyol in Spain. He's a decent player. We have loaned out Milos Vlasic, who's another player that we've signed. A centre midfielder, a Serbian from Red Star. We've loaned him back out to Red Star. He looks so good, and I'm hoping by having that one more year there, getting game time, which it looks like he is, he could be so good next year, which would be fantastic. We've also signed Dion Drenner-Rog. He's an attacking midfielder, currently in our under-23s. But again, I think he could develop into something very nice. Another Croatian, 16 first touch, 16 technique, some okay passing. But hopefully that will develop as he gets older, at 18 now. Obviously, we've also signed Laretino, apparently he's recently played right midfield for our under-23s. But he's a goalkeeper, a Brazilian goalkeeper from Bragantino in Brazil. Again, I think someone that could really develop into something good. We have obviously brought in another goalkeeper as well, which was Heori Buscan. The reason why we brought him in, he's 36 years old, so he's getting on a bit. But I brought him in because I think for this season, he'll do a job great. He can slot in the side, absolutely fine. He's a little bit of an upgrade as to our previous keepers. But what it does mean is that we can slowly ease him out and bring up the likes of Laretino to get into that first team slot maybe next year when he's developed a little bit more. That was the thinking anyway. We've also signed Samir Banali from Lorient. £1 million for him. Again, a right back that we needed to bring in. We needed some cover there. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. Pretty happy with the deal. Yeah, it's good stuff. And then when we look at Leonardo Lello, you can see he's come in to replace Soler at left back from Gijon in Spain, Portugal. Portuguese player, hasn't got any international caps for them, but still a very good player. And I think he will replace him quite nicely at left back. So that's kind of where we're at. Our tactics wise, we're still sticking with this 4-4-1-1. It's worked very well so far in pre-season in the Champions League knockouts. We beat Barte 7-0. We beat Sheriff 7-1. And then we just about got past Cluj in the final knockouts at 2-1. We beat Lynx 6-2 and Magpies 4-0 in the first two games of the league. Absolutely dominated. And we've got the likes of Liverpool, Inter and Ajax. So a few teams that we're fully well aware of. We've played them multiple times before. My initial reaction was, we're not going to get out of the group and it's going to be awful. But then I remembered we've beaten Ajax before a couple of times. So I'm pretty confident that I think we can get at least the Europa League. Maybe even the knockouts if we get a result from Inter. Not expecting anything from Liverpool, which is today's game. As if you just look at that team, you can just tell that's very, very good. So we will jump into today's game. Now, obviously, we've got a bunch of players unregistered still. We're having to make that decision as to who we want into the squad. I think we've probably got the best squad we can get. I maybe want to bring in a ball in midfielder maybe next season, because I think it's a waste of having Gabriel Masui there. And I don't really want to change how the setup is in midfield, because I think it works. It's kind of got a nice balance to it. But with that said, we've got Bushan in goal, Daga Ang at right back, who got Young Player of the Season last year, so he's staying in the side. Umbayaba and Murray, the centre-back partnership, who's so good, and Lello at left back. Then we've got Ballard and Naranjo either side of Masui and João Alves, and then Saranic in front of them with Romero up top. Carlson's on the bench. We've got Sowadogo, Costantini, Dirasuba and Seba on the bench as well, with Vodisek dropping to the bench after last season. He seems okay with it. He's not too bothered, I don't think, that he's been dropped to the bench. He's not quite as good as Bushan, but they're both over 30 now. So I want to try and start getting a younger player through into the squad. But let's jump into it. Let's get into the Liverpool game. See how we get on in the first game of the group stage of the Champions League. What am I expecting today? I am expecting us to lose, probably. But if we can get something at home against Liverpool, which we absolutely can do, I think there's no reason why we can't get maybe a draw, maybe nick a win, especially with what looks like a bit of a reduced side there for Liverpool. So it could work in our favour. Obviously, it's on TV. Who doesn't want to see Hound Dogs play? Obviously. But there you go. Let's get into it, see how we get on. That is a group I'd have liked to have had. Real Sociedad, Mönchengladbach, who we've only lost to in the Europa League, I think it was previously. And I can't remember who else was in that group just then. But like, if they're the top two teams, why are we getting the likes of Liverpool, Inter and Ajax? Like, how does that work? We're always getting the big boys. But Liverpool working the ball well here, keeping it nicely, as you'd probably expect them to. Playing it back to Kozlov at left back, looks down the wing to Luis Diaz, who's probably getting on a bit now. He's 9 years on from the start of the game. Ball comes across, Laycock with a shot and it's hit the post. A bit of a warning sign in the first 10 minutes there, as Luca Romero looks to get that ball across, but isn't quite able to make it happen for them. Hibernian and Trabzonspor, yeah. Why haven't we got that group? I'll have that group. That's fine. Is there only 4 groups in the Champions League? That's not right. There's definitely more groups. Chelsea, Bayern. I don't want to be in that group either. But the other one I do. Mönchengladbach, Trabzonspor, Hibernian. Since when have Hibernian become a good team? It might mean we'd have to use our away kit then, which I don't think we've ever used. If I'm thinking about it, right? Maybe when we played Sporting, we might have used it. But yeah, I mean, at the moment we're doing okay. Half an hour in, holding on to things. We're not looking too bad, really. Lucas Romero's injured as well, so they've had to make a change already. But Alves manages to get that header away. Luis Diaz will get on to the end of that one as he looks to play it inside to Nichols. Then Gomez, he's going to switch it out wide. No, plays it back to Kozlov, who will play it forward to Paulo Bernardo. Then João Pedro, he's going to come inside to Horvath. Into Alexander Arnold, who's on the overlap. We know he can deliver a ball, and he certainly does. Craig Laycock with a header. It's an easy goal. Our defence is all over the shop. They're nowhere to be seen in that one. Not quite able to track the run, and it's an easy finish for them just before half time as well, which is a bit gutting. I thought we might be able to get into half time with being on a level playing field with them, but hey ho, it happens. Leonardo loses the ball to João Pedro. Great. As he's trying to come down that left side. Horvath. Then João Pedro looks for a long ball over the top. Laycock's not going to get there, surely. There. Murray's clears that up nicely. Leonardo can try again as he finds Saranic inside. Then Alves, who looks for a ball over the top to Naranjo. He's bombing down that left-hand side. Is he going to be able to cut back and get a ball into the box? Finds Mazui into Romero, who's not quite able to get there as Gomez clears that. Luis Diaz will break, though, with Liverpool driving forward. I mean, he's got past a few players, finds Laycock round the back, and he's just smashed it into the right-hand side. It was a lovely run by Luis Diaz. I thought it might have been offside, but turns out it definitely wasn't. And they go 2-0 up. I mean, in quick succession, they've been able to get a couple of goals there to really kind of secure things now. But what a run by Diaz. He gets past 1, 2, 3 players, plays it back to Laycock, or plays it across to Laycock maybe, or through to Laycock. That's probably the better one to say. But yeah, I mean, it looks offside. It definitely looks offside. I'm not going mad, am I? But I mean, I don't think it would have made too much difference. Literally a minute between those two goals. Oh God. Leonardo Lello, not great. So we'll bring Carlson on at left back because he's been a bit injured. Naranjo as well. Maybe we can take you off. No, actually, we'll leave you on because I haven't got any other left midfielders who can play then, actually. I might have to move some players around, maybe put Romero out wide at some point to take you off, but you are able to change the game, and I'm yawning. Why am I yawning? I always tend to yawn and feel really tired when I record. It's really weird. Does anyone else get that? If you do YouTube or anything like that, I always get really yawny. I'm not tired necessarily, but I'm just my eyes go all funny and I get yawny. Yawny? Is yawny a thing? I don't know. Now I'm just talking shit. Laycock plays it back to Horvath. Laycock's obviously... Oh, look at this. There you go. I was going to say Laycock's running through and it's a hat-trick for him. An hour in, they're 3-0 up. We're not getting anything from this. I'm not sure if there is anything else I could have done, really, when we look at things. But I'll push Romero up a bit more and make him an inside forward. If we make you a wing back on attack to really get forward now, see if that can help us at all. But Carlson's trying to get down that left-hand side, make something happen. Are we going to be able to? I'm not so sure. That's you again. What's going on? Is it you? Oh, blimey. 15 minutes to go, though. Costantini coming forward. A poor pass, and it gives it straight back to Liverpool. That's kind of summed up our whole game, hasn't it? Something positive, a driving forward with the ball, and then just gives it away. Not even really under too much pressure, just passes the ball straight to him. It's a hat-trick by Laycock is probably going to be... has probably already confirmed the win for Liverpool, but Luis Diaz has been played through here, and he's made it for Laycock getting an assist this time. We maybe should have had a goal. Our XG's looking really good, but yeah, not ideal. Not ideal at all, as the long ball forward is flicked down and Luis Diaz runs through. Well, if Inter and Ajax are drawing, that's not too bad of a thing. Because if we can get a couple of wins against one of them, or both, a win even, we've got more of a chance of going through. Like I say, I wasn't really expecting anything from this game. It's a bit of a fluky one, but the ball's played over to Romero. Can Maximiliano Romero make something happen here? He does manage to make that pass, Misui, into Carlson. Is he going to be able to get across into the box? We know he likes to get forward down that left-hand side. Misui, back to Saranic. He looks back to Murray at the back. Misui again. Alves, who's on the edge of the box, looks through to Romero, who's come inside, smashes it top left. That was very nice, but that one might be offside. I'm going to be so annoyed if that is not counted because of that. That is infuriating if it is. Oh, it's awarded. Okay, that's fine. It was a lovely goal. Saranic finding Murray, plays it back to Misui, who manages to fire it across to Alves, who takes his time, waits for the run by Romero, and Romero is able to smash it into the top left-hand corner. At least we got a goal. We've got something to cheer about. Chelsea beat Dynamo Kiev 7-0. At least we're not them. But with that, we will leave it there. Not much to update you on at the moment. Obviously, we've unfortunately lost the first game there. Leonardo Lello out for 10 to... Lello. 10 to 13 days, which isn't great. We did win our friendly cup. That means nothing, because who cares? But, yeah... Champions League, bottom of the table after that. It's fine. We've got Lincoln and Mons Calpe in the quarterfinals of the Pepe Reyes and Gibraltar Intermediate. That's, again, not really anything new. And we're sitting pretty at the top at the moment. 8 goal difference, 6 points, 2 wins out of 2 in the league. All looking good. So with that, we will leave it there for now. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if there's any other kind of formation or tactical style I should maybe look at. Should I be a bit more defensive when going into Champions League? Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one.